Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, March 20th. My name is Karen, and this is BobbleHeadKnits. So welcome, everybody, to my knitting vlog, and we're just going to talk about knitting here today. All right, let's dive in. If you hear a lot of background noise, it's because I have my windows open. It's going to be almost 90 degrees Fahrenheit here in Denver today. Crazy. All right. Let's get on with things. First of all, if you need to reach out to me for any reason, I am bobbleheadknits@gmail.com, and I'm also on Ravelry as BobbleHeadKnits. And for those of you who did not know, I, along with Mandy from Diary of a Sweater Knitter, did it again, Mandy. Mandy Von Knits, Diary of a Sweater Knitter, are hosting the Yarn Stash Smash 2026 this year. The goal of this make-along, it's a year-long make-along, is to use up as much yarn from our stash as we can so we can make room to buy more yarn. So come join us. We are doing quarterly drawings. The first drawing is at the end of this month, which is coming up fast. So enter your finished objects made from stash on either one of our Ravelry pages. We have group or threads going about the make along and where you can enter your finished objects, and we'll be doing drawings. If you don't have access to Ravelry, you can email the photos to me, but please get them in before Monday of this coming week. So Monday the 23rd. And I know that's cutting it short, but I'm actually going to be traveling, so I won't be available to upload the photos to Ravelry while I'm gone. So, all right, if you want to know all the rules, you can go to yarnstashsmash.com, where Mandy has created a lovely webpage. And the Solid Rules has links to both of our Ravelry pages. And yeah, we'd love to have you all join us. Okay, hang on. I'm going to have a sip of a latte. An Irish cream latte without the alcohol. It's pretty good. It's growing on me. All right, let's go on to finished objects. I actually have technically none, but I'm counting them as two. Last week I was knitting on these, they're called, the pattern is Swatchtastic, gotta be careful there, or designed by Tin Can Knits. And these are little swatches that you knit to make bunting, party bunting, or celebratory bunting. I'm actually making them so I can hang them up along the window. That window over there and this window behind you both do not have curtains, but they have curtain rods. So I was gonna knit these and hang them up there, and I'm just taking my time, and I'm using excuse me, I'm using a bunch of different minis so I can take part in the Pearls of Paradise, what is it? I cannot remember the mini Mal that she is hosting, and I apologize. I will put the link down below, so if you're interested in joining. But if basically if you have minis and you're using them, you can enter her drawing. So I have a bunch of them. Some of them are from Advents, and some of them are just random minis that I had from other projects or scrap yarn that I had. Okay, all right. Previously, I had knit one of these. I really like the look of this, the colors, the whole thing. So I had maybe a little over 20 grams of leftover from a project that I did. Actually, it was for that gnome sitting right there, Chuck the gnome. So I just used up that yarn. And so this was the first one I knit, and I knit this a few months ago, so this doesn't count as a finished object. However, I knit 2 more of them, and they're blocked and ready to go. Only got 2 done. They're real easy knitting. The pattern comes with 3 different patterns for different variations of this. I had previously knit this red one. It's a little smaller and the shape's a little wonky. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but what I thought I would do is at least do 1 strand or 1 thing of bunting with these 3, because now I've only got 2 grams of it left, and they take about 7 grams. So I'm going to add to these by doing solid colors that are in this. So I do have this one. I might re-knit it. We'll see. I have some greens. I have some oranges. Yeah, and just kind of mix it up there and stick them alongside these striped ones. So yeah, that is a project that I'll just kind of work on whenever I pull that number in my random number generator. Honestly, I have, is it 12? Yeah, 12 whips now. So every week I just do a random number generator, and whatever number I pull, that's the project I work on. I do occasionally cheat like I did this week, which I'll tell you about in a second. All right, I have a really scratchy voice, so I'm going to now I'm going to sip some water. Hang on. All right, so my finished objects. Each one of those, as I mentioned, used about 7 grams of yarn, so 14 grams out of my stash. That's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's something. All right, next up, just so you know, so that was the project that I pulled last week in my random number generator, but I was also lamenting last week that I really want to work on another project, and everyone encouraged me just to work on the other project. So I did, but I did at least finish those 2, and then I did work on this next project, which I really need to get done because I need to take it while I'm traveling, so I'll show it to you. All right, my scratchy voice is back. All right, next project. This is a whip, not a finished object. So I cast on this Musselburgh hat at the beginning of the year as part of my 12 cast-ons for 2026 as part of Yarn and Yarn and Yarns, who does like a cast-on party in January. So this is my Musselburgh. You'll see it's still on the needles. And the yarn is mustache yarn. That other yarn, by the way, for those, the bunting was also mustache yarn, but this is mustache yarn in the colorway Glacier. I am almost to the point where I'm doing the decreases. I have 14 grams left. When I get to 10 grams, I will start the decreases and be able to block this hopefully tomorrow. All right, where that stitch marker is right here is where I was last week, so I knit quite a bit on it, and I'm gonna try to finish it today, we hope. Luckily where I live it's very dry, so blocking it before I leave on Tuesday shouldn't be a problem. So all right, this is, as you know, a big tube, and then you turn it in on itself, so you end up with a DK weight hat. And I don't know, I've knit so many of these now. I think this is like number 7 or 8. Just an easy knit, and they make really nice hats. So this is for me, as I said. I am taking it with me to Ireland next week. All right. Okay, well, it's falling on the floor where I was gonna put it, so we'll just leave it there. All right. I did not work on my daughter-in-law's cardigan. I just figured I could take a break until I get back from vacation. All right, next up. I had pulled well, did I pull these? No, 2 weeks ago I cast these on. And I cast these on with because I had an empty sock needle. So these were not really one of the 12 original cast-ons, but I originally had cast on from this group of projects in January. So this is just a continuation of this. So these are not the vanilla bean socks that I intended to knit. These are Karen veered off the pattern and just did whatever she wanted socks. There they are. Where I was last week is where that stitch marker is. And I had every intention of knitting the vanilla bean sock by Kay Litton. And I got maybe, I don't know, down to here. And I looked down and was like, that's not the pattern. Then I said to myself, do you care? Do you want to rip it back? I was like, no, I know. So I just kept going with the pattern I had created, and that's what we're going with. So these are just not the vanilla bean socks. That's what we're calling them. I'm going to do the heel, and then I'll do the foot. The foot I'm just going to do straight knitting, because now that I've got off the pattern, I might as well just go totally off the pattern. These are knit with chromatic yarns. The colorway is the Sparkle Sock Set, and it's Modified Memory. This was a 2023 Advent. I got 4 sock sets in December from her, and that's the mini that goes with it. And yeah, it just was a really nice beautiful BFL yarn with some stellina, and I love it. These are the second socks from that Advent that I'm knitting, and going pretty well, except for the fact that I can't follow a pattern. Oh well, we all have a little creativity in us, and that's what I'm just going with, what I landed on. The pattern is like a recipe, and you just revise it as you see fit, right? All right. Oh, speaking of that, the other socks I knit with that, I gave my grandson his sparkle tube socks that I knit. They were spiral tube socks. They were the first pair I knit, and I was using the leftover yarn from the first pair to kind of like just do a test pair of socks. I gave them to him. They're too short, so he wore them, but they're way too short. So rather than re-knit those particular ones, I'll just knit them some more with this leftover yarn when I get to it. So, or whatever yarn I have left over. So yeah, it's an experiment, and it'll be fine. And he still was happy with them. But they needed to be like, there's a whole pattern repeat you do, and I did it twice. I should have done it at least 3 times, probably 4. They were sliding off. They ended up being toe socks basically, and that they only covered it. By the time he started walking with them, they were only covering his toes. We had a good laugh about it, and he was happy. So what can I say? All right, that was it as far as whips that I worked on. So now I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be doing next week. First of all, I'm not spinning the random number generator because, as I mentioned, I'm leaving next week. So I have to limit what I take, because I can't really take a sweater or shawl. I could, but I don't really want to. I want to take really easy knitting that I can just do like while standing in a line without even looking at my knitting, and that packs up nicely. And so I tend to travel with just sock knitting. So right now I have 3 socks on the needles. I have the ones I just showed you. I have these, which are, what are these? I gotta look, hang on. These are just vanilla toe-up socks knit with wool. Addict's Footprint is the the line, and I knit one already. It's cotton yarn, and I'd like to knit the other. So I probably, most definitely will be taking this yarn with me. I'm gonna repack all these into something different, just so you know. I'll take this. I always find that I take too many projects because that's what we as knitters do, right? When we go somewhere, we like overthink it. We're like, oh, I'm gonna be gone for, 10 days. I'll take, 50 projects. So I'm trying not to do that. Yeah. I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna take 2, maybe 3. Oh, I found a bottle of water. Oh, it was in this knitting bag. Don't know how long it's been in there or where it came from. All right. This is the other sock, which is just the Rye sock by Tin Can Knits. Is that not beautiful? This one would be good to take because I'm just on the foot. I can do the foot, cast on the second one. But I don't know. I'm just like really torn on which ones to take. I'm leaning towards 2 socks only. Maybe we'll see. The ball of yarn on this is huge, so yeah, we'll see. But I'm gonna figure that out today because I'm going to I'm gonna put them in a little Ziploc bag, and then it will go in my travel purse, which I happen to have right here. It's nothing fancy. It's just this canvas little bag, and I stick the yarn in there. I throw the bag over, and then I walk around knitting. So yes, I will figure out what is going in there. I might take 2. I might pack one and then put one in my carry-on. We'll see. All right, so I will figure that one out soon. All right, I have a few days, so it'll happen. All right, let's see next. Okay. Other things. What I plan to buy in Ireland, yarn-wise. We'll go through all that. I actually mapped out. I'm trying to only buy yarn when I'm traveling or if I need to finish a project. So I mapped out what I wanted to buy yarn for. Not only am I going to buy some yarn for the Yarn Stash Smash 2026 first quarter drawing to give to one of you lucky winners, I also need to buy about 1,400 yards of an Aran weight yarn for my husband, for a sweater for him. I picked out a sweater that I'd like to cast on, and so that's the top priority. I kind of want to knit a sweater for myself, but I have so many whips. I have so much sweater quantity yarn. So we'll see. I have picked out a pattern so that if I decide, like if I'm standing in a store and I'm like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful yarn, I'm going to just go ahead and buy it. I'm going to get another 1,700 yards thereabout for a worsted weight. I'm looking at Studio Donegal yarn that is made in Ireland, and I might make a cardigan with that, but we'll see. That's kind of, I was on the fence. I was like, I should get something for me because after all, this is my birthday trip. But we'll just play it by ear, basically. And I'm definitely going to my husband yarn for his sweater because he needs another sweater that he can wear regularly. So the sweater I made him last year is super heavy, and it's not super like for Denver, it's just way too heavy. And if we lived further up north, it probably would be fine, but yeah. All right, next up, I did not buy any yarn or anything this last week, just so you know. All right, so the next 2 weeks, there may not be normal vlogs. I might do some shorts. I might do something different. I'm not really sure. Honestly, I'm not putting any pressure on myself. If I get something up, I get something up. I just am taking it easy, honestly, as far as like what I'm trying to get done, because I'm going on vacation. I don't want to be doing a bunch of things. So, all right, so there's that. Oh, I gotta tell you, I got an early birthday gift, and I also forgot to talk about one of my whips, the whip that you all want to know about. So let's talk about first the early birthday gift. I actually got 2 gifts out of one. Okay, first of all, I got this amazing bag. I love this bag. This was from West Knits, from Stephen West, and it's just a big market bag with really long straps. It's canvas. It's perfect. This was holding another bag, so I'll show you the other bag in a second. But it's just perfect, and I love these kind of bags, honestly, because when I go out and about, I can just like throw my crap on them and take them. Thought about taking this one with me, but I'm not going to, only because I have a lot of other things that I can carry. All right, the big gift, all right? Yes. Now remember, I mentioned this last week, and I'm gonna tell you the story behind it. Ready? Yes. My husband bought me a redesigned bag. This is the largest one they make. I don't know what the number is. This is a limited edition one that you can only get at Stephen and Penelope. And yes, it zips open to lie flat. And I'll zip it open here and show it to you. Hang on. I will tell you, there's a story behind it. There it is. Yes, there is an active whip in there, which I'll show you. It's beautiful. I can fit a few projects in here. I won't be taking it with me because I don't want to lose it. So it's beautiful. Lots of pockets, a little like zippered pocket here in the middle, which currently has a bunch of extra needles and these. So yes, very happy with that. Let me talk to you about the project in it. Well, okay, I'll just tell you about the bag first. So about a month ago, my husband asked, what would you like for your birthday? And I thought the trip was for my birthday, but he's like, I gotta get you something too. So I had wanted one of these bags for quite a while, but I did not want to spend that much on a bag. I also had told myself, if you are going to get a bag, you're only getting one in red. So they come in mostly just natural colors. And then Stephen West started carrying, or Stephen and Penelope started carrying them in different colors. So they had a purple, they had a blue, and then they had come out with this red. Red is my favorite color. So I had always said, if they ever come out with a red, I'm gonna get it. So I went to their website, not to look for this, but for something else. And I saw that they had come out with the red ones. This was like in February. So I told my husband, if you wanted to buy me one of these bags, it would be great because I could set it on the couch where I sit in the evenings and lay flat, and it would be so much better than having to throw my project bags on the floor and all that stuff. So I told him, if you're gonna buy it, just let me buy it because I have points at Stephen and Penelope, and I have credit there. So I might as well just keep adding up those points and use my credit. So he said to go ahead and buy it, but don't open it. So it came really quick. I think it was like maybe a week. Yeah, amazing. He must have like a US distributor or something. But I ordered it, it came, we did not open the box. I gave it to my husband, he stuck it in his closet, and then he promptly forgot about it. So when I started working on the project that I'm going to talk to you about, that's in here now, I'm trying really hard not to tangle up the yarn because there's 5 skeins of yarn and they're all attached to the project and all the things. So I would say things to him like, it'd be really nice if I had one of those project bags that open flat, and last week I said it to him again. I thought he remembered. He looks at me, he goes, where would I find one of those bags like that? And I said, in your closet. He'd totally forgotten that he bought it. So, yeah. He gave it to me last night because even though I have to work one more day, I have to work on Sunday, Karen Fest, as we're calling this week going forward and the weekend following it, began. Technically, it was supposed to begin last night, but it began Wednesday night because my daughter won't be with me on my birthday, so we went out and celebrated early with her, and then I got off work last night and Karen Fest officially began, and so he gave it to me. And if you hear something, he's out there. But anyways, so yes, it has been lovely. I knit with it last night. I had all my yarn in there, and now I'll show you the yarn that I have in there. All right, so one of the active whips, and the one that I really wanted to go back and work on, was the Aurora Cabin Shawl, which I cast on 2 weeks ago to join in at Yarn and Yarns in her Stephen West make-along. So I have these 5 skeins of yarn. There they are. They're all attached to the project. And last week I got to where that stitch marker is, so I had a good start, and then I was gonna put it away, but you all convinced me to pick it back up, so I did. So I got a little bit of knitting done on it yesterday, not a whole lot, but now I'm going to focus only on this until I leave on Tuesday. I will finish my Musselboro hat today because that's a fairly easy thing to finish, and then I'm just gonna knit on this, and we'll see what happens. I did notice yesterday that some of these where I had to cable on the on these are off by 1 stitch. Do I care? Am I gonna go fix it? No. I mean, this thing's gonna be massive, so if that's the worst thing that happens to it, then I'm fine with that. So, but the reason I knew that is because then these were kind of looking different, and I was like, yeah, something's wrong. And then I realized what it is. So the ones originally over here, is that it? I don't know, like half of, this side, these right here where you did the cabling, a few of them fine, and then I got off by a stitch on the ones down towards this end. It's fine. No one's gonna notice. You wouldn't even notice if I hadn't just told you. So yes, I love these colors. This is Life in the Long Grass, which is an Irish wool, and love them. All right. These colors, I don't know which color is which. I have an ideal, but I'm not going to commit to it. But what I have is, I'm going to put my glasses on. All right. Oh, actually, did I do this? Oh, I might have guessed correctly on the colors. So I might actually now know the colors. But hang on, hold on. All right. A is, I believe, Polar Frost, this color. Okay. B is Voltage, which is that color, I believe. I'm pretty sure I'm right though, because back when I was supposed to cast this on a few years ago, I marked the colors, like I did ABC on these tags. Then I didn't cast it on. And I was just gonna wing it, and then I kind of got into like looking at up the colors, and yeah, whatever. All right, C is particle, which this is definitely particle. D is Aurora. And E is Northern. So this is my least favorite color. It's just not bold enough, but it's fine. You know, it's not like I'm not gonna knit with it. All right, so it's coming along. I'm gonna have a lot of knitting time on it the next few days. And yeah, we'll see. And her Stephen West Make-Along is running through May. You don't have to finish the project, anything like that. Go over and check it out. Definitely just a fun make-along. So it doesn't have to be a shawl. It can be any Stephen West pattern. It could be a sock. I know a lot of people are doing socks. It doesn't have to be a new cast on. It just has to be a Stephen West project. All right, so yes, happy birthday to me. It did come in that big bag that I showed you, and I was more excited about the big bag. What can I say? All right, let's see, where are we going to go next? Well, that's it for knitting. So if you are not sticking around to hear about life stuff, I will see you for sure in a few weeks. But watch, because I might surprise you and have an episode. I'm just not sure, and I'm not committing to anything. All right, if you would be so kind as to like and subscribe, it would be such a nice birthday gift for me. And I'm probably gonna do a 500 subscriber giveaway. I just haven't planned it yet. And I'm really close. I might have already hit it, I don't know. Yeah. All right, more coffee. And not my water, the mystery water. All right. Let's get on with life stuff. If you're sticking around, thank you for staying. This week was the last full week at work for me for a few weeks. I'm gonna go back Sunday just for one day, because Sunday is really hard to get coverage for, and you have to be trained on certain things. So I felt bad that I was already gonna miss 2 Sundays, so I didn't want to miss 3. And we're minimal staffing on Sunday. So I just was like, I'll go ahead and work Sunday, and then I will like take off after that. But everyone knows that I'm pretty much checked out. So they're just letting me do whatever. But I am working. This week at work was a little slower. It was nice. Did a bunch of goal setting and things for this coming year. And yeah. Made some stupid mistakes like I always do, but what can I say? Not perfect. All right, my dog, Obi, he's my Boston Terrier. He had to have surgery on Monday. So we've been building up to the surgery for a bit. So he had, well, first he needed his teeth brushed because his breath was terrible. And he needed some dental work done. So that was one thing, but the more important thing was he had a tumor on his back, and it wasn't huge. It was like, I don't have anything to show. It was like the top of an eraser, like a pencil eraser, right? And when we first took him into our old vet for this thing, which was at least a year ago, maybe 2 years, she's like, oh, don't worry about it. That's fine. So we didn't worry about it. Then we switched him to my daughter-in-law's vet. My daughter-in-law runs the veterinary hospital. It's a huge veterinary hospital. So we switched him over there, and they were like, that looks like it needs to come off. And so we had to first have an echocardiogram because he does have a heart murmur. And they were originally concerned that they didn't have an anesthesiologist. They would have to wait until they had a traveling anesthesiologist came. And then my daughter-in-law, who is really, I mean, she could be a vet easily. She is so good with animals. She's good with kids, animals, all old people, all that. Well, she said, we can do it without the anesthesiologist. We've done it before. Despite his heart condition, the anesthesiologist just offers the extra monitoring, and she didn't feel like that was going to be an issue. The vet agreed with her and said she was okay doing it. And so we had it all done on Monday, and he came through great. He lost 14 teeth, which seems like a lot. He probably did not have all of his teeth to begin with. Dogs have 44 teeth, I learned. And he probably had already lost some, and then they pulled 14. Fine. One that they did have to pull one canine, and then he had this one tooth right here that kind of stuck out, and it was pretty funny, but they took that too. I think he was more upset about that. They did take the tumor off, and they are waiting for the lab report on it because they already knew it was cancer, but they are trying to do the staging of it, because if it is above, I believe if it's above a 3, grade 3, then it probably has spread somewhere else, which he's showing no signs of being sick. I mean, so we should find that out today, like where he is as far as the grade of the tumor and all that. We're not too worried though, because he is really acting fine, and he's, other than missing some teeth, and he's got a pretty long scar on his back because it was on like his way back in the back, but he's otherwise acting fine, so we're not too worried about it, but it did have to come off. So he had that, and yeah, he's doing fine. He is supposed to be medicated because he sedated so that he will slow down. He is 9 years old, and he's a wild thing. But they gave us his medication. He's supposed to be on it for 6 days, so next week he'll be off of it. Just get him to slow down a bit more. It does. There is no slowing this dog down. It worked for a few days, but I think his body's gotten used to it, and all the anesthesia from the surgery is kind of worn off. He's like back to his old self. So, yeah. All right, so that's happening. This weekend, I am going, well, first of all, my husband is going to fill our planters so I can start planting some cold weather crops. Only we're in full-blown summer now. It could still snow here though. This is way too early to be 90 degrees, but it is that hot here. But I'm gonna go ahead and plant seeds before we go and just see what happens. So last year's garden did not fare well because we had a major grasshopper infestation, and the grasshoppers, every time the plants would like start growing, they'd eat them and they'd fall over or they tore all the leaves off, and yeah. So I'm getting a jump on things. I've got plans to deal with the grasshoppers this year. They say the grasshoppers are going to be even worse this year. So hopefully, that's why I'm doing it from seed, because I figure at least the grasshoppers won't start showing up for a few months, so they'll get a good start. The plants will. And then when they're in full force, I will have harvested all the lettuce and arugula and all the things I'm planting. So, yeah. Okay, I am also I've got a couple Pilates classes scheduled. I'm getting my hair cut. It really needs it. My daughter-in-law is having a medical procedure Monday that I'm going to go with her on. Most likely, we were debating if I'm going to go or my son-in-law's going, because they do have to knock her out, so she can't drive, she can't go by herself. So, but we're going to be there. It's also my son's birthday on Monday, so we're doing birthday celebration tomorrow with him. His wife's gonna be out of town though, so we're gonna do celebrate his birthday tomorrow by going to do something with him and his son, and then having dinner and all that. And then Monday, he was supposed to be in court, but he's trying to see if he can get another lawyer to take his cases on Monday so he can go with his wife. But if not, then my husband will drive myself and Claire, my daughter-in-law, to the hospital, and then he will come back and get us. And yeah, all right. It's nothing huge. It's just something they told her she should get done soon, so she's gonna do it before we leave. All right, we leave Tuesday and we'll be gone for 10 days, and I will be waking up on my birthday in Dublin. So very excited. And yeah, that's kind of it. Yes, I'm bouncing around now. I am excited about going. I'm really, I'm in need of a vacation, people. I haven't done a vacation since last June, and I really haven't taken time off since Christmas time. So I need to have some time off from work and just chill and go have some fun and celebrate my birthday. As I said, it is a big one. I'm turning 60. I still feel like I'm 28. It's funny because in my early 20s, I was like, a mess. And then when I got it together, it was in my late 20s. And, you just feel like you're still that age, even though you're not. So yeah, that's where I am. All right, TV and books. I have not finished any books. I'm going to start a new book that my sister gave me. I'm going to take it with me on the plane. And then TV, I am obsessed with the Outlander. Yes, I'm watching Outlander when I walk on my walking pad. I don't even know what season I'm on, where I am. All I know is there has been a marriage, there has been a kidnapping, there is getting ready to be a rescue. That's where I am. And I don't know, that might happen over and over again, not sure. I never read the book, so yeah. And I'm thinking I probably won't read the books, but we'll see. I might finish the series and then be like, I want to read the books, but we'll see. I am gonna watch The Pit before I leave because I have not seen the one that came out yesterday, so I'll probably do that on Sunday while I'm walking on the walking pad. So, all right, now I have to go because I told my husband I'd go for a walk with him, and I need to upload the video. I need to get my muscle burl done. I have not had breakfast. Got a lot to do. All right, everybody, have a great 2 weeks if I don't talk to you. Do watch though, because you never know. I may post a regular video. I may post a short. You never know. All right. Talk to you all later. Bye.